The Personal Budget Screencast Part 2. In this screencast, I'm going to go ahead and give you an introduction to the Numbers application, which is part of the Apple suite. So let's begin. Double-click the Numbers icon at the bottom of the desktop. This will bring up a Choose a Template dialog box. Go over to the left and select Personal Finance. Go to the right and pick Personal Budget. Okay, so here we go. Got monthly budget. Unlike the Excel version of Life, you have two graphics: actual summary, budget versus actual already included. Below that, you have a summary by category table. The category column includes the 9 categories. The budget column actually includes the numbers that you would input. So if you wanted to change the budget, you change it to 300. Okay, and say we wanted to lower the personal items by 200, or rather by 100. All right, so you can go ahead and do that. And we're going to do a file save here. Make sure it captures what we want. And all you got to do there is going to say monthly budget November. Okay, so we're going to save it. All right, so now we saved it, so our work is saved. Now we're going to go over to the transaction page. And as you can see, it lists all the transactions so far for the month of November. Now we're going to go ahead and add one just to show you how to do that. Okay, I'm going to add garbage, yes. And then we're going to pick from the drop-down menu, utilities, and we're going to say $40. Now prior to this point, all we had was telephone for utilities, which was $100. We've added another $40 on top of that. So let's see how that impacts the budget sheet. And if you look down here at the utilities, still budgeted at $200, but lo and behold, the actual has been updated to $140. So that's terrific. Now, if you take note of one thing, anytime you have a budget amount that is lower than your actual, as it is the case for the other category, your number comes up red and in parentheses. That means you went over your budget and it's a negative number. So let's go back to the transactions and let's go ahead and try to add a category. Now, if we go ahead and take a look, there's no insurance category, right? So let's say we don't want to bother with those. Let's say we just want to bother with these 3. So we're going to go ahead and add the insurance category to the bottom 3 rows. Go over to cell. All right, so these are the selections so far. So we're going to go ahead and add one. We're going to call it insurance. All right, so we've added insurance. If you go up here, you're going to see that there's no insurance, but we didn't need it at that point. So let's go back here and check. There's your insurance. So you can pick insurance. We're going to go ahead and add what the car insurance was this month. Okay, so this is going to be auto insurance. And don't be shocked, I live in the state of Michigan. For 2 cars, I paid $295. Whoops, let's go back. $295 this month. All right, so now we've entered that. We're going to go back to the budget sheet to see how that impacts that. No insurance, but there's a way to modify it. So let's go ahead and go down here to this equal sign inside this circle. Click it once. Go over here, move your cursor, type insurance. All right, say we're going to go ahead and allow $300 for insurance. Now, of course, if you have house and rental insurance, you'd want to add that in there. And now it identifies the fact that I went ahead and paid $295 for my car insurance, even though I had budgeted $300, and I have a $5 difference. Now, lastly, I want to go ahead and show you how to change these colors, just in case you're like me and they annoy you. So let's check it. Let's go over here to the right. Once we go ahead and click on that circle there, we can go over to these circles and change the colors. A lot better. Now let's go ahead and change these. Voila. But there's one thing wrong here. there's no insurance showing up as of yet. So let's go ahead and modify that. If we click on this down here, an Edit Data Reference button comes up, and we click on that. Now if you go down here, insurance is not included in the black highlight, but we're going to go ahead and add it now. Voila! We now have insurance added to it. All right, so when we click out of there, you take note, insurance is now included. Now, the one thing you have to take note of is that there's not much room for the words down here or on the other chart graph. But what you can do is you can go ahead and double check to make sure it's in fact added. So if you go edit data, it is included. So it's just the fact that you can't fit the words. But there you go. There's an introduction to the monthly budget template that's within Numbers. But once again, you want to always save your work so that next month you'll have it available to look at. Thank you very much for listening to the second part of the screencast. And if you want any more additional information, please consult the resource page. Thank you again. Goodbye.